Good afternoon. My name is Melissa Sorolla, and I'm the Interim Senior Director of Corporate Communications and Marketing for CPS Energy. We're glad that you can join us again for another week of discussions about resources that small businesses and businesses can take advantage of through our chamber partners and, of course, through CPS Energy. We're glad you're here today. Our chamber partners have wonderful information to support businesses and entrepreneurs and businesses throughout the community that are facing challenges through COVID. And so you will hear more from them here in a little bit. Joining us today, we have President and CEO of CPS Energy, Paula Gold-Williams. We have the Honorable Yvonne Katz, Dr. Katz, who is the Executive Director of the San Antonio Women's Chamber and Foundation. And we have Christy Villanueva, who is the President and CEO of the West San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. We also have Sherry Logan joining us. We're going to patch her in as soon as we get some of the technical glitches there resolved for her, and she'll be joining us too. Below, you will see, again, joining us again for a second week, our ASL interpreter, Dario Garcia. He's available for our hearing impaired guests. We also have Facebook Live captions enabled so you can read along. Following the meeting, we will repost this video for rewatching on our YouTube channel, where we'll have both English and Spanish captions enabled for our multilingual audiences. Y para nuestros clientes que hablan español, vamos a publicar este video en nuestra página de YouTube con subtítulos en español. Also, as a reminder, there's going to be a lot of good resources shared today by our chamber partners and, of course, from CPS Energy, and we will post all of that information in the Facebook comments so you can click and learn more about how you can get resources and support through COVID. And then we'll take questions as time allows. Again, thank you all for joining us, and I will, to give our welcome, I'll introduce Paula Gold-Williams, our President and CEO. Paula?
All right, Melissa, thank you so much. We're trying to make a habit out of this. We really understand that everything has changed. We can't meet the way we used to. We can't shake hands and hug and do all the things that are normal for us as San Antonians. But I still believe that the important thing is that we are connected. We talk about social distancing. We don't have to be socially distant. We may be physically distant, but no one is alone at this time. We are here for you, and we are excited to keep the communication going. We believe that CPS Energy, our mission is to power everyone's dreams. And we also believe that partnership across our community is the main thing that keeps us going. One of the things we clearly recognize is that the chambers across our community are critical to keeping our communities going. Chambers provide a wealth of knowledge, connection, networking, education, mentorship. It goes on and on and on. And I very much want to recognize that great partners in the chambers for us have been the San Antonio Women's Chamber, the West Chamber, and the Alamo Chamber. And to have all of you here today for our viewers to let us talk about how we want to help everyone and how we want to come out of this COVID situation that we're all dying to do. I want to thank you all for being with us today. So before I do that and turn it over to you, though, it is important, as we have 3,100 employees serving a community of approaching 2 million people. We can't say enough then that we are here and we are working every day. We are considered essential services. We wanted to make sure that your energy and your light stayed on through this difficult time. And we're going to keep doing that. Ultimately, our employees are doing wonderfully. I will say, and I can't say it enough as well, we were early into the process of understanding that a pandemic of any kind is something we've always been concerned about. And we've watched them from SARS and different sources. When we saw this one pop up, I don't think anyone, including us, thought it was going to be as difficult as it was. But I like to say we were first in. We were first in because we were social distancing, and I run into people and I say, I can't shake your hand. I sure miss you. Virtual hugs, da 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 da. And people thought that was odd and weird. We were doing that pretty heavily in the February timeframe. And now here we are. I wear my face coverings all the time, and our people are out in the field wearing all of the PPE that they need to keep you and them safe. So we were first in. I'm going to tell you, we support everything that Mayor Nuremberg has done, and Judge Wolf. I was honored to be on their broadcast yesterday, along with Robert Puente from SAWS. And we also are very, very appreciative of the thoughtful approach that the Governor Abbott is doing to help bring Texas back broadly. But we're going to be mindful and watchful, support our customers in any way we can. We're going to be kind of last out in terms of not wearing our PPE. We have to keep our workforce healthy and strong. So if we keep our distances and we don't shake your hand yet and right away, it's not because we don't love you. We're just trying to make sure that no matter what, our workforce stays healthy and strong. And again, we want to make sure that power cuts on and stays on for you. I do want to do a couple of other things. As a reminder, we continue to have disconnects suspended. Again, we keep seeing the numbers. We saw the Fairfax survey that came out and indicated that one of the number one, if not the number one concern for this is the impact of COVID. And many people either have job impacts or income impacts, 2 household impacts, 1 household impacts, whatever it is, we see and we are monitoring what's happening. So we have very much suspended disconnects, and we're holding tight because the economy is not back yet. We do encourage you to give us a call. Give us a call. Let us help you. We want to make sure that the bills don't build up. If they get really, really huge, that just becomes insurmountable as we're all trying to come out of there. And so our energy advisors are there to counsel you. We will talk as long as we need to tell you about our programs and to help you through payment plans. You get on a payment plan, we suspend all of the late fees, and we will continue to be here with you, working with you the whole time. So that number is 210-353-2222, 210-353-2222. Please give us a call. I also want to tell you that we have some programs. We have a residential energy assistance partnership. It's a partnership, the city of San Antonio and with the county. That partnership allows people who need income assistance, credits on their bills, to come get help from us. That program has been around since the early 2000s, and it is here for you. You can, if you're on the other side where you want to do something to help someone in terms of an energy bill, we have a number, text to REAP, SATX, REAP, SATX, the number 414444, and you can contribute to that. We put that together with the funds that others in our community contribute. We put $1 million plus in that fund every single year, and we're going to continue to have assistance to help people. So that's one of our many programs from that standpoint. And please, the systems are up and functioning. Our energy portal that you can go into and get your information and just see how your energy is going. Still continue to think about conservation. That's another thing that keeps your bills going down. So all that said, I wanna very much again thank you for dialing in. We can't do enough. We're here. We want to talk to you. We want to help you. And again, we want to support chambers and small businesses, individuals. Everybody needs to work together. This city is about partnership. This city is about awareness and connection. And so again, thank you for joining us today on the Facebook Live event. And for now, I'll turn it back over to Melissa.
Thank you, Paula. And we see Sherry has joined us with Alamo City Black Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Sherry. We'll introduce you and let you share your information here in a little bit. And again, thank you, Paula, for the reminder about the suspension of disconnects. Les recordamos que estamos aquí para ustedes y en este momento no estamos desconectando servicios. Si necesita más tiempo para pagar su factura Llámenos a 210-353-2222 para obtener más información sobre nuestros planes de pago. Dr. Katz, we will start with you. You lead the San Antonio Women's Chamber Foundation, and your motto is to advocate and connect with empower women, women business owners, entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit more about why this is more important now than ever and some of the programs that you're offering through this pandemic.
Melissa, and thanks, Paula, for getting us all together today, too. It's wonderful to have women on representing the chambers. You said that we advocate, connect, and empower, and that spells ACE. So we're the ACERs. We are pleased to say that we celebrated our 30th anniversary a couple of years ago. We were founded in 1988 by Ginger Purdy. And back then, everyone, ladies especially, there were no women chairs of any of the chambers, and there were certainly no women executive directors of any of the chambers at that time either. So Ginger saw that there was a need for women to come together. We have been really working to help our women in our community to become even stronger leaders and all. And so what I've been asked to do is to talk about 4 of our major educational programs that we offer, because we rebranded ourselves about 10 years ago as the Education Chamber. And we saw that women were hungry for education and learning and continuous learning. And so the first program I want to identify is the Transformational Leadership Development Program. The 6-month program that we have where we delve deep into leadership attributes and helping women to learn how to be better leaders in their departments, as CEOs, as entrepreneur owners of their own companies, etc. So that is, as I said, a 6-month program. We have an expert speaker each time, plus a spotlight speaker. Some this year are Dr. Keely Petty, Ambassador Cecilia Herrera, Dr. Tom Cleary from the Alamo Colleges, Betty Burks, we have Yarka Caballero, we have the philanthropist, Gordon Hartman, and we have our own First Lady, Erica Prosper Nierenberg, with us, with our 40 participants who are in that program. And Paula, you have been a corporate member and have for all these years, and you have brought many of your women through this program. Program is the Bloomberg Business Program in conjunction with the University of the Incarnate Word. Dr. David Vequist works with us to help present an article each time from the Bloomberg Business Magazine. And again, we have expert speakers who come in and help our 29 so far signed up women participants. Some of those speakers this year are Sarah Becker, Sarah Helmy, former city manager Cheryl Scully, and myself. Then our third one is the Smart Women series. We try to look at pop and professional issues, current issues at the time. And we have these 5 sessions over the school year. They're during lunchtime, so you get 5 free lunches as a member. And we have things like Smart Women Know How to Protect Their Kids from bullying on the internet. Smart women know how to use social media in their business world and to sell their business products. That's our third one. Our fourth one is our Power Hour luncheons, and we have 3 of those a year. That's where we ask women leaders to come in and share their stories with us. They're so poignant. Sometimes there are tears in the audience. Our next one is in October, and our First Lady for the county, Tracy Wolf, will be with us. Now, I was asked also to ask, not only would you talk about how you're helping our women in the community learn more things, but also how you're giving back to the community. And we fired up our Mayor Emeritus Lila Cockrell Scholarship Program this year through our foundation. We are scholarshiping 5 non-traditional women through the Alamo Colleges for getting their associate's degrees. And to be a non-traditional woman, you have to be at least 25 years old. Maybe you dropped out of high school or you dropped out of college. You may be first in your family to attend college. You may be a single mom. So we are helping all of those women. They have a woman mentor out of our membership who's a successful woman. And we are saying if you earn a 3.0 or a 4.0 in your college work, we're going to give you an academic scholarship bonus check from the Women's Chamber. So that's our chamber. Join our chamber.
That was wonderful, Dr. Katz. Thank you. That was obviously a lot of information that we'll be posting and sharing with everybody so they can take advantage of the wonderful programs that you offer. We do have Sherry Logan, who's joined us now. And Ms. Logan, the Alamo City Black Chamber has a rich history in San Antonio that a lot of people might not be aware of. So if you could share a little bit about your chamber programs and how people can connect, and most importantly, how we can continue to support small businesses.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Melissa. And thank you, Ms. Williams, for your support to the CPS support of the Alamo City Black Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Dr. Kirby, which is the Senior Manager and Recruit for CPS, and he's our board chair. And I'd like to also thank the members, chamber members, and our board members. The Alamo City Black Chamber of Commerce was established in 1938, and it was founded as the Negro Chamber of Commerce when 12 men and 1 woman, Miss Eureka K. Fairchild, decided to form the organization. The chamber was formed as an outgrowth for a program by the local chapter of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, Bigger and Better Business Week. They started that. At a meeting, local school teacher and one of the city's most progressive and civic-minded citizens, Mr. Thomas L. Holly, who unquestionably had done much toward forming this new organization. He was elected president. On Monday, May 23rd, 1938, at the Pine Street branch, YWCA, new officers were elected. The chamber provides a conduit between the city and the city of San Antonio. Each agency and other governmental entities to foster economic empowerment for businesses and individuals in the eastern quadrant of San Antonio. The chamber's emphasis was to be part of the economic activities, promote jobs, training of business referrals to business and organizations. The chamber shall strive to include all businesses throughout the San Antonio metropolitan area. The chamber will sought to eliminate insulation of the African-American business. I'm sorry. So that's the history of the chamber.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think that's a wonderful reminder of your history here. And you also brought a very good point about Eddie Kirby serving on your board. We also have other CPS representatives on the boards we have represented today, Lori Johnson-Leal on the Women's Chamber and Jesse Hernandez on the West Chamber. So we're really proud of those members who keep those connections going for us and reporting back to us about all the great things that you all are doing as chambers. Christy, we heard Dr. Katz mention earlier about teaching businesses also how to adapt to social media and how to use that more. And the West Chamber has a really comprehensive digital library with resources. Can you tell us a little bit about those and any programs you have that you have launched recently?
Sure. Thank you so much, Melissa, and thank you, Paula, also for the invitation. We, as the West Chamber, looked into, because we serve majority of small businesses that have 20 or less employees, we found that was one of those disparities. In our case, it wasn't that they couldn't get the internet. It's just they didn't know how to use all the devices. They didn't know how they could use it to their advantage. So we dedicated, myself and my staff, the time and effort to reach out, to call each and every business owner and ask how we could be helpful to them. And many times they seemed very lost and felt like, well, I've just got too much to do. Of course, I would love a well-trained staff. And of course, I would love motivated staff, but I don't have time for that. So that's why we brought together 4 different personal coaches, asked them to dedicate time to us, and each of them we used to host the in-person classes in our office, and now we host them virtually. And then we take the businesses step by step to making sure that they connect and are able to get online. So if they want to gather 20 people in front of their television or their computer, they can do so. Or if they just want to have 1 or 2, it's perfectly okay to do that. And the purpose that we shape this after is self-development. We're working towards self-development of that individual, whether you are just at the beginning level, or if you're a manager or director, we all need some sort of support from time to time. And additionally, as we were doing our research, we realized that even the 20-year and 40-year-old companies struggle very deeply with that self-development because of things that happen in life. Sometimes they're the ones that need it the most. And we realized that these simple things, just goal setting, having someone to talk to, knowing that it's confidential, and it made people feel very comfortable. So those are our classes. As a matter of fact, the next one is May 28th. It is Business and Personal Development, Turning Adversity into Advantage. And then besides that, we also started a virtual networking call. But we wanted to make sure that people were not getting on a call just to all talk at once, because sometimes when you're not used to using a platform like this, it's a bit bothersome. And for some of our business owners, it's frustrating. So what we've done is everyone does introduce themselves in our networking call, but it is focused on having them essentially offer a problem. And we coordinate that in advance through a series of questions. And then we have experts on the line, which actually I'm very thankful for. There was a representative from CPS in your small business department that was able to join us on the 14th, the afternoon of the 14th, and did a fantastic job, really offered a lot of support, because many of our business owners expressed the fact that they didn't want to get to the end of this pandemic, whenever that may be it July or August or November, and then all of a sudden the lights would be cut off. They wanted to know that they could set up a payment plan. So this young lady was only one of 6 experts that was on the call in 3 different chat rooms. We talked about marketing, we talked about bill pay, we talked about the payment protection and the SBA loans and the difference between the two. So it was a really enriching call. So our next call is going to be May 21st at 3 p.m. And on this call, we'll be talking about connecting providers to suppliers and contractors, reviewing the reopening guidelines for those that may still have a little bit of a misunderstanding. And we will also have folks that are on the task force. We will have them on the call to help build that purpose, because that's another thing we've seen is when we display that purpose, that true why of the reasoning of why it was built, then we have a better understanding and we can communicate a lot better. And the last, but I feel like it's one of the most important things, is early on, we started a mental health virtual call. And this is something that we can either send a link through Zoom if people are more comfortable. You can receive a YouTube link, or you're just going to watch live on Facebook. And I'm speaking with a lady, a doctor, who we call Dr. Sunita, a psychologist. She normally counsels veterans folks with PTSD, children, and families. But we decided that we wanted to work on this project together for those that were very stressed out. We noticed that staffers were at a bit of a loss. And even though they had job assignments to do at home, they still couldn't seem to get past the fact that they were in their home quarantined. So we have these very honest conversations, and we make sure that we offer our thoughts and share some of the situations that we're going through, both as business owners, as mothers, as leaders, just as people. And the calls last about will be at 12:15 on May 21st. So that kind of rounds out the main parts of what the rest. And
Like you're buffering a little bit, I think.
scope.
I think we might have blocked your image, but we heard all of that great information, Christine. We'll be able to share that on our Facebook, on the comments, and then of course post that to our COVID page on our website. We do have a dedicated COVID page as well. And I did hear from our team members about the employee that you referenced that visited with you. We'll give a shout out to Julia Martinez on our E2B team as a liaison. So we are up against our 4 o'clock time frame, and we want to thank all of our guests today for joining us. Again, we will be sharing that information as it's important for our customers to have this as resources. You'll continue to hear from us about how they can get support from us from a customer, residential customer perspective, and of course, businesses. I want to thank Dario again, who's providing the ASL interpretation. And last week I forgot to thank Adrian, but you'll see his name there as a CPS icon. He's behind the scenes. And with that, I will let Paula close us out.
Dr. Katz, Sherry, and Chrissy. Una vez más, nosotros estamos aquí para ti. We are here for you. And you know, we've been around in this community for 160 years. Again, the partnerships with the Women's Chamber, the West Chamber, and the Alamo Chamber mean a ton to us. So I thank you again for being our guests. I want to thank our board chair, John Steen, Mayor Nuremberg, Vice Chair, Trustee Dr. Mackey, Trustee Gonzalez, and Trustee Ed Kelly. These individuals help us manage assets of over $11 billion. And they very much are a part of this community, and it's really tough. They serve up to 10 years on our board, and it is never a dull moment. We by far didn't want it to be this weird, but here we are all together going through COVID together. But I am amazed again about the resourcefulness that all of you have put out there, the connection, the education, and the willingness to find and use technology in a new way. So thank you again. We will keep looking for opportunities for outreach. And so thank you, everyone.